Have you ever woken up late with your mind already full of tasks and thought, "There's no time to pray today"? Have you started the day rushing, getting 1,000 things done, and still felt like something was off? That feeling of being out of alignment early in the morning is more common than it seems. And what if I told you that just 5 minutes with God can align your heart, organize your thoughts, and completely change the way you face your day? We're not talking about long rituals or complicated words, but about a simple, real, and accessible moment, even for those who live life in a hurry. In this video, you'll discover how just a few minutes of prayer in the morning are enough to build spiritual consistency, bring mental clarity, and transform your attitude throughout the day. If you think you don't have time to pray, this content is exactly for you. Stay until the end, because this simple practice could be the turning point your routine has been missing. Much of this struggle begins with a very common belief: the idea that prayer requires long periods of time, absolute silence, carefully chosen words, and a level of focus that feels almost unreachable for real life. This belief creates unnecessary pressure. Instead of drawing you closer, it pushes you away. Instead of creating consistency, it creates frustration. People may start out motivated, deciding they'll pray every day, but when they realize they can't maintain an ideal standard, they simply give up, not because of a lack of faith, but because of too much self-pressure. And maybe today you're exactly in that place, wanting to do the right thing but constantly feeling like you're falling short. The truth is simple and freeing. God does not measure prayer by the clock. He isn't counting minutes. He is looking at the intention of the heart. A short prayer, offered sincerely, can have more impact than long words spoken automatically. What transforms your day is not the length of the prayer, but the alignment that happens within you when you choose to start with God. Sometimes 5 mindful minutes are worth more than an hour of distraction. Understanding this changes everything, because it brings spirituality back to the place of simplicity, and that's why the morning is such a powerful moment. Before the pressures, before outside voices, before decisions and conflicts, there is a small window where the heart is still more sensitive. The way you begin your day directly influences how you respond throughout it. When you wake up already connected to worries, your body goes into alert mode, your mind speeds up, and your heart closes off. But when you begin the day aligning yourself with God, something changes on the inside. It's not that problems disappear, but you no longer face them in the same way. When that alignment doesn't happen early, the day tends to follow a predictable pattern: more irritation, less patience, impulsive decisions, and accumulated anxiety. Small things steal your peace because you already started the day off balance. It's like leaving the house with your phone battery almost dead. Any unexpected situation becomes a bigger problem than it needs to be. And the most dangerous part is that this starts to feel normal. People begin to believe that living tired, tense, and reactive is just part of life, when in reality it's a lack of inner alignment. That's exactly why today I want to present you with a simple, practical, and possible solution: a 5-minute prayer in the morning. Not as a religious rule, but as a tool for alignment. Something you can do even on your busiest days. Something that doesn't require a perfect environment, difficult words, or long pauses. Just presence, intention, and consistency. 5 minutes that don't just change how your day begins, but how you walk through it. Those 5 minutes can be organized very simply. In the first minute, you begin with gratitude. You don't need to list many things. Just acknowledge that you woke up, that you're alive, that you've been given another day. Gratitude quickly adjusts the heart. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what has already been given. In just a few seconds, your inner atmosphere begins to change. Your heart slows down, your mind opens, and prayer stops feeling like a burden and becomes an encounter. In the second and third minutes, you surrender your day, your tasks, commitments, conversations, and decisions. You don't need to explain everything in detail. Simply place before God whatever is occupying your mind. This is the moment when you stop carrying the day alone. Surrender doesn't remove responsibility, but it lifts the weight of believing everything depends entirely on you. Something changes when you recognize that you're not in control of everything, and that you don't need to be. In the fourth minute, you ask for direction, not only for big decisions, but for small ones too. For the words you'll use, the reactions you'll have, the way you'll deal with difficult people. Asking for direction is an act of humility. It's admitting that you can make mistakes while trusting that God can guide you. This simple request creates spiritual sensitivity throughout the day. You begin to sense when to speak, when to be silent, and when to wait. In the fifth and final minute, you rest. You don't ask for anything. You simply trust. You release control, let go of anxiety, and breathe. This is the moment to remember that your day doesn't need to be perfect to be productive, and that you don't need to handle everything to be at peace. This final rest seals the prayer and prepares you to move through the day with greater lightness. And most importantly, this prayer doesn't need to happen in an ideal setting. It can be in bed before you get up. It can be in the shower. It can be in the car before you leave. It can be in silence, without words, with just an attentive heart. God is not limited to a place, and prayer doesn't need to be complicated to be real. The simpler you make it, the more consistent you become. Over time, you begin to notice subtle but deep changes. Less reactivity, more clarity, more awareness before responding, more peace even on difficult days. The day still has challenges, but you no longer start at a disadvantage. You start aligned, and that alignment shapes your mindset, your posture, and even your choices. As the days go by, something very important happens. Prayer stops being an effort and becomes a natural habit. At first, you still need to remind yourself and intentionally set aside those 5 minutes. But little by little, your heart begins to ask for that moment. It's as if something inside you says, "Don't start without aligning first." That's spiritual maturity. It's not obligation, it's awareness. You notice that when you skip this moment, the day feels heavier, your mind gets confused more quickly, and your emotions become less stable. Consistency is born right there, when you understand that you don't pray only because you need to, but because it works. Spirituality stops being theoretical and becomes practical. You start to miss that initial pause, that alignment that organizes your inner world before the outside world begins to demand too much. This is one of the clearest signs of transformation, when prayer is no longer just another item on your list, but an invisible foundation that supports the rest of your day. Another essential aspect of this practice is how it changes your relationship with time. People who begin their day praying don't become slower or less productive. Quite the opposite. They learn to live with more presence. Instead of rushing through the entire day without noticing anything, you start doing things with greater awareness. Your mind becomes less fragmented, your heart less anxious, and this directly affects your decisions. You waste less energy on worries you can't control. Morning prayer doesn't add another task to your routine. It organizes all the others. When you start aligned, you make fewer impulsive mistakes, speak less in the heat of emotion, and respond with greater balance. This doesn't happen overnight, but it's built through repetition. 5 minutes a day may seem small, but they create a powerful cumulative effect over the weeks. It's also important to understand that this practice doesn't eliminate hard days. There will be mornings when you pray and the day is still heavy. There will be moments when things don't go as you expected. But the real difference is in how you move through those days. Prayer is not a shortcut to a problem-free life. It's support for a life lived with greater awareness. You learn not to interpret every difficulty as a sign of failure. You learn to breathe before reacting. You learn to trust even when you don't understand. This kind of posture doesn't happen by chance. It's born from a heart that was aligned early in the morning. And that's what sustains you when the day doesn't cooperate. Over time, this short prayer also begins to influence other areas of your spiritual life. You become more sensitive, more attentive, more open. Small moments throughout the day turn into opportunities for reconnection. A quick thought, a silent phrase, a simple request. Spirituality stops being confined to a specific time and starts spreading into your routine. But it all begins back there, in those first 5 minutes. So don't underestimate the power of starting small. Many people give up on practical faith because they try to start too big. Long promises, unrealistic goals, high expectations. 5 minutes are enough to begin a real change. Don't wait to feel motivated every day. Don't wait for the perfect setting. Just decide. If you've made it this far, it's because something inside you understands that you need more alignment, more peace, and more consistency. So carry this with you. Tomorrow, when you wake up, remember, before facing the day, align your heart. 5 minutes with God in the morning may not change everything around you, but they will change everything within you. And when the inside changes, the way you live the entire day changes too.